Give yourself, that's the hard thing to do. I know I did. I came from a generation where, suck it up, buttercup, just carry on, complete the mission. Say, yeah, this hurts, and this is how I need to present myself to the VA.
Trinidad Aguirre, a proud U.S. Navy veteran and founder of VetsForever, leads a VA-accredited law group dedicated to helping veterans navigate disability claims and transition challenges with confidence.
This is my range of motion. This is the point where I hurt. I don't try to muscle through the pain. Give them a fighting chance to really evaluate. Veterans have a tough time admitting weakness. Team first, mission first, but we rarely think of ourselves first.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum back with another edition of the Milpreneur Podcast. It is brought to you today by Cynergists. Synergist is your scalable operations company that helps you grow exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Go check out Synergist.com. Today, I have Trinidad Aguirre. Trinidad, how are you today, sir?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on the show, Ryan.
Man, I'm super excited because we talked a little bit ago we met at a conference, and I'm really excited about what you guys got going on because, VetsForever and being able to help with like disability ratings and stuff like that. I know I talked to you there. Well, let's just jump into it. Tell us a little bit about what VetsForever is.
Yeah, VetsForever is a VA-accredited law group. We're here to represent all veterans despite where they are in the claim process. So if you haven't filed or if you've been denied or you don't want to take it up to the Board of Veteran Appeals, we assist with all of that. We are legally allowed to prepare, present, and prosecute VA claims. So we do that, and we're also doing a little bit more of other legal services like military discharge upgrades, or for our active duty service members, the BDD, we offer a course for them so they can get a head start. Because, if you're, as an example, in Japan, there might not be a VSO for you to use. So we provide a lot of tools and resources to help the entire community, whether you're active or veteran.
Man, and it is so paramount. Like I feel like when you get out of the military, like to have someone in your corner, because they're just gonna just like they did when they brought you into the military. You know this, man. I served, you served. It's like a cattle call. As soon as you get them, oh, you're getting out. All right, go through taps. You're done. And then, do you even know what you're getting for like the disability side? And like having a company like you guys is amazing.
Well, what I talk about in regards to transition, it's, they train you 3, 4, 5 months to be a warfighter, but only give you like a couple of weeks to transition back to be a civilian. And so, yeah, they cram all that knowledge, all that shit into you, and then you're expected to remember or know what to do. And, no matter if you serve 4 years or 20 years, you're used to being given orders, and, there's a very succinct process. Now, all that's out the window. Go figure it out on your own. And it's stressful. It's hard.
Gosh, I was lost, and just knowing that there's a law group out there that has your back, that is, wants to help take care of you on that side of it, man, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because the VA accreditation, why it matters so much is because we have accesses to systems like called VBMS, and VBMS allows me to look at your file, like your medical records, your active duty service record. How did you perform in those CMP exams? A lot of my clients will go, man, I'm really messed up, and I can look and I said, man, the doc actually gave you a glowing review, so calm down, you're good to go. And or okay, if not, then hey, we got that denial, no issue. Here's what we're going to do next. And so we have a team of folks, paralegals, lawyers, even a VA rater who we just brought on, and all of that extreme institutional knowledge is all there to serve the veteran and help them navigate this complex process with ease and really that hands-off mentality because we've got their back.
Tell me about this, because like we've had veterans in the past that I know of, and I'm one of them. It's like I didn't know that I could go back and change my disability rating. Like I could go back and petition for it. And like you can have certain like levels of like time away from being separated that could lock in certain things. Like, can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the first myth is, okay, I've waited too long, and don't wait too long. So if you're listening to this, you can file anytime. I didn't file. I am the worst offender on my team. Okay. I waited 20 years after I got out to file my first claim. So if I can do it, I've got Vietnam vets. I even had a Korean War vet. So, I mean, to say there's a timeline, That's a myth. You can file anytime. And then let's say you get that rating. Like I got out and they gave me 10%, or I've got a guy, he was combat vet, went through the suck. I mean, worst case, and they said, man, the Army gave me 30%. And I thought that was it. I was like, brother, they just threw some chump change at you. So yeah, you can go back in and have us look at your file and really help increase. It's like there's so much more because if you think of it, we go in at 100% healthy, but we definitely don't come out 100% healthy because we've got anything from mental health issues to bad back, knees, shoulders, you name it. There's 850 things, and I guarantee you probably hit at least two or three of those things. So yeah, there's always an opportunity to go back, review your case. If you've got a medical diagnosis, yeah, you're being treated today, it's going to help your odds of getting VA service connected immensely.
Man, you kind of said it. You like you got to embrace the suck while you're in, but you don't have to do it when you get out. Like let the people get to work for you. Let them Vets Forever be able to take care of you in those regards, right?
100%. I mean, there are other myths. A lot of folks, a lot of I love my Marines. I'm a Navy guy. They're Marines, and but they really still embrace the suck. I'm like, bro, give yourself the permission to be vulnerable, right? Just,
Right,
that's the hardest thing. I don't care which branch. That's the hard thing to do. I know I did. I came from a generation where, suck it up, Buttercup. We don't
right,
talk about pain. You just carry on, complete the mission, go drink a beer, Motrin afterwards, right? So I
right.
get it. We didn't go to service call. We didn't go to sec. We just pop that fucking magic candy. We're good to go. But that's not true today. And you got to go in and really say, yeah, this hurts, and this is how I need to present myself to the VA. Like, go in and says, yeah, this is my range of motion. This is the point where I hurt. I don't try to muscle through the pain. It's like I've got to give them a fighting chance to really evaluate you. So yeah, I mean, veterans have a tough time admitting weakness, and that's because that's ingrained in us. Like we got to just, we're team first, mission first, but we rarely think of ourselves first,
We
you
were
know.
all taught to be Captain Americas, man. Like I was Air
Absolutely.
Force, and dude, we were all taught to be badasses no matter what we did. But then it's so funny when you transition, they're like, well, you're on your own, badass. And you're like, what just happened? So having people that'll fight for you and you for that stuff, that is huge. Because like all of us don't have I would say 80% of us have no clue over how to fight a disability rating.
No. And that's the key. And I like to say this because we don't guide veterans, we actually represent them. So after our initial conversation, we do all the statements, we do all the form filling, we file it the right way. It's almost like a fire and forget. I mean, boom. And then you're gonna get a phone call and you're gonna say, hey, I've got this, tinnitus exam. Okay, here you go. We're going to prep you for that. You get denied. I mean, you literally get the full suite of legal services for a fraction of the cost of what some other folks will charge. And that's any accredited organization. So not just Vets Forever. You can go to VSO, you go to DAV, you can go, to another accredited because we all are accredited and we're all legal. So that service fee is baked in. And so that's what I'm really proud of is that it's not us against everybody else. It's look, anybody who's accredited, we're all in the same fight together. And that community, the accredited community is very, very strong. So highly encourage our vets to go that route.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that piece of it, man. And one thing that we do on Milpreneur here is we'd like to know the person that has built the organization a little bit more. Are you open for a little rapid fire questioning about your likes and dislikes, sir?
100%.
All right. So one of the things I start off with is, man, like, do you have like a favorite book that you're reading, or do you have a favorite podcast?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm actually right now, I'm so busy I don't read, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah.
So when I go on walks and stuff. And so I've read my typical leadership books. I like the Extreme Leadership by Jocko, even, Thank You for Your Service by Matt Best. But lately I'm kind of going way back to I'm a nerd at heart and I'm listening to my Dragonlance series, which I fell in love with all that sci-fi stuff and fantasy stuff. So that's what I'm currently listening to just to kind of get away from all the stress of everyday life and just kind of just get lost in it.
I dig it, man. So, us veterans, man, we're fueled on like caffeine and a little bit of bitterness, right? So like,
Yeah.
what are you drinking right now? Coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks? What are you handling?
Yes. So, I'll start off with my black cup of coffee, maybe one or two pots. And then if I'm feeling it, then I'll get some Red Bull and then just kind of muscle through that power hour at the late in the part of the day. And then
My
I'll put some whiskey if I just need a good kick in the pants. So we're
There
good.
you go. There you go. I love it, bro. What do you have like a bucket list travel spot that you still want to go to?
Yeah, I was mostly an East Coast sailor, or excuse me, yeah. So all of Europe I was able to see, but I really want to see Asia. I mean, I'd love to go down to China, Japan, I think Australia. I think that little triangle of fun, just because I'm a big also history nerd, so I'd love to see and embrace that culture. Because I mean, every time when you read it and you hear it on the news, it's never as bad than when your boots on the ground. I mean, the
Right.
people are always so genuine, the culture. So I really want to see that firsthand and just really just chill and explore that kind of part of the world.
Very cool, man. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird, definitely wake up without the alarm, 5:30, and I'm ready to start my day then. So,
Same, bro. Same. If you had one historical figure that you could have dinner with, like whether living or deceased, who would it be?
dang, that's a great one. I'm a World War II buff, so I would probably go, FDR, even probably just go with FDR, just kind of knit his brain like, man, when you had to make those tough calls, what were you thinking? What were you, what was going on? And, just really learn a little bit more about that era.
I dig it, man. I'm a Teddy Roosevelt guy. I just love his persona.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. That's why I was struggling. I was like, which Roosevelt is on my, FDR, Ted. You can't go wrong with Ted Rough Rider.
exactly. Either one is like, I thought they were fabulous people that it's just so fascinating to have those conversations. So very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. What's bumping on like your workout playlist? What gets you hyped up?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I love me some Papa Roach,
There you go.
AC/DC, Metallica, just to kind of, I'm old school, just kind of pump up the classics there, just crank it on, as high as I can go and let's roll. So
Nice. Okay. If you had the ability to get one superpower, what type of superpower would you have?
flight.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's wrap this up. If you had one cheat meal, what's your go-to cheat meal?
And I'm a Texan chicken fried steak
My
with green
man.
gravy all day
Let's
long.
go. Dude, flying colors, you crushed the rapid fire side of stuff, man. Thank you for sharing all of that. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
So lastly, I got a couple questions and then we'll just finish up we'll get to wrapping up here. So like if you could go back to that, be a time traveler and go back and talk to a younger Trinidad going in to basic training,
Yeah.
what one piece of advice would you give younger Trinidad?
Younger Trinidad, I would tell him, just stay the course. Just you're doing the right things, but just be patient, be mindful of your actions, and invest in yourself a bit more, right? It's because what I know now, it's should have, could have, would have. I would have
Yeah.
liked to taken the time to invest in myself more, take full advantage of all that the military had to offer, and probably would have finished. I probably would have told myself, to be honest with you, finish your 20.
Yeah.
Just do it because I look at my knuckleheads that I ran with today, and they're all senior enlisted, doing some great and valuable things. And I was like, yeah, I probably should have done my 10. If I'd done my 10, I would have done my 20. So
Nice. Okay. Now, conversely, with what you got going on with Vets Forever and other projects, what do you see yourself in 5 years?
in 5 years, I'm very much still in the company. I'm in this for the long haul. I see myself hopefully having a team of leaders within the organization, where I love building a deep bench. 90% of my staff are veterans, disabled vets, and like to see them and train them and take the reins, allow myself to be more of the front man, less of the actual everything guy, And I'm still young, so I like to kind of see what we can do, helping change and dispel a lot of the myths that I've already talked about. So 5 years, still very much doing the same thing, but building this to be a name brand in the veteran space.
Man, I absolutely love that. Well, It's been an absolute pleasure having you on today, man. I cannot thank you enough for your time and your candor. It's been wonderful having you on. If people are interested in your services, how can they find you?
It's easy. Just go to VetsForever.com. And on there, you can learn all about us. We've got an amazing blog section. We've got a nice, cool chat bot, but you can just click on free case evaluation, and that'll get you set up with any one member of my team. And you get started as soon as, the first time slot is there. So we're standing by to serve.
Awesome. Everyone watching the Milpreneur podcast, go check out Vets Forever. Go, find some time. Trinidad is an amazing person. He's got a great team behind him, and I could not recommend him more. So go check out Vets Forever, everyone. Take care on that piece of it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Milpreneur podcast. I'm Ryan Van Ornum signing off today. And till we see you again, stay blessed, everyone. Take care.